Hello everybody and welcome to Belle's channel, and in today's episode we are at Scylla and we are going to be doing two companion quests. The Empty Man. Vicar Max believes the book you retrieved for him in Emerald Vale holds the key to his enlightenment. He has suggested you help track down someone who can decipher its contents. An ex-con Max met in prison, Reginald, he told us to find him, but he's actually just was trying to beat him up because he knew it was in French and he knew he wouldn't be able to read it. But we convinced Max to not beat him up, and in fact this dude told us of a hermit who they actually stole the book from in the first place. So we're going to go back and see that, and it's on Scylla. And we'll be also doing Friendship's Due. This is for Felix. This is his first quest. Clyde Harlow, an old friend of Felix from his early days on the Groundbreaker, wants to meet him in person. Harlow told Felix he wants to meet him in a part of a revolutionary project. So, yeah, we're doing the Empty Man first because Harlow's base has his own thing. So we're at the Scylla landing pad. It sounds better to say Scylla. We're gonna take Felix and Max. Obviously, you need them companions with you, otherwise you can't do it. The loading screens do take forever. Okay, here we are. Scylla is actually really small, to be very honest with you. Like, I could walk over there within a few seconds. The map just makes it look really large. So we're going over here to the only little town place in it. You'll actually find the science weapons in it. Which, you know, I did in the last episode. I've only been here once. I kind of feel like maybe I should have come here earlier because it's not even that bad. But I'm glad I didn't because a lot of quests actually led to here. So I'm kind of glad I didn't. Just watch out for outlaws and stuff. I'm actually going to get rid of this vending machine really quick. I'm sorry if I sound a bit funny. I think I'm getting a cold. So, you know, it's great.
Unexpected noise identified. Investigation.
Here we go.
Why don't you know them?
That's one down.
Patrol.
We're not getting through. That's the last of them.
So here is the Hermit's Lodge. Kind of cute. Kind of snazzy.
What have the solar winds deposited on my doorstep now? Just more dirt and debris? Or do you actually believe you are here seeking the truth? I must admit, I tire of the truth seekers. Mayhaps you're here to rob me? That would be so much more exciting.
We're here to get this book translated.
We've been told this was once yours. I believe the knowledge within here contains the answers I seek. Answers that will free men's minds from toil.
I can translate it, but it won't do you any good. I can see you are a man in a hurry, and the insights in that book would take you years of study to fully comprehend.
I have spent my life in contemplation. I believe my mind is prepared to receive the truth.
There is one way that can speed up the process. It involves a combination of several ingredients, some of which can be fatal. It is not for the faint of heart or the unprepared. Either hallucinations followed by unconsciousness and a headache, or raving insanity, which can be fun in its own way. A crass way to put it, but yes, chemicals that can expand or destroy the participant's consciousness. And I believe he may be right. There is both violence and peace warring inside you, Max. This process would be extremely tenuous for one such as yourself.
I'm committed, no matter the cost.
No matter the cost. It's just drugs, Max. We ain't making you walk in front of a firing squad.
I'm going to... I'm in.
All right. Head on into the meditation room and partake of the sacramental incense. It's waiting on the table when you're ready to begin.
Alright, this went weird. Snazzy room. Breathe deep. Whoa. Splashes some robots.
Poor Maximilian. Maximilian, why are you still doing this? You've been fighting against the world since before you left home.
Is it
Haven't you
going
figured out yet that the more you fight, the more pain you cause yourself?
Mother,
Oh, it's his mum.
you're dead. You can't be here. I knew this was too good to be true. These are just cheap hallucinogens that have... What's happening to my voice? Does my voice sound weird to you? And what's wrong with your face?
What's wrong, Max? Can't think straight? Now you know how I feel. Wait, forget I said that.
We are obviously the victims of a tasteless joke being perpetuated. Perpetrated? I mean, we're being made fools of, aren't we? When I get out of here, I'm going to show that hermit what you get for messing with me.
Maximilian, always ready to give up, to lash out, always searching for answers, but always in the wrong place, never looking inside himself.
You look inside yourself all the time, Max. Or with your head buried up your posterior.
Thank you. It relieves me to see there's at least one positive influence in my son's life after all these years. Has he told you how he thoughtlessly abandoned us?
Thoughtlessly? How could you say that? I only wanted you and Father to be proud of me. I was going to be the perfect vessel. I was going to be a better... more full of the plan. This here, it's all coming out wrong. The plan, it filled you with a joy I could never feel. I wanted it. And being a laborer made me miserable. I was better than that.
You certainly convinced yourself you were. But don't feel bad. We continually lie to ourselves, weaving stories in a vain attempt to convince us that we are in control of anything. These stories are how we try to make sense of our lives, but they are not real, are they? They're just stories. You need to drop your story and see the truth.
I got your story right here.
I'm Vicar Max. I'm uptight. I love the church, and I'm a stooge for the board. And I don't understand that Felix is a genius.
Alright, we shouldn't have brought Felix with us. Your mum's right, Max. Your story blinded you to truth and landed you in prison.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Look where we are, Max. Trusting an unbalanced hermit with your sanity seems irrational to you? Didn't your story pursue?
No, I just wanted to prove to my parents that damn it. You're right.
Max, you need to lay the past to rest. What happened with your father and I, it's long dead. To attain your goals, you must live in the chaos. Be fine with the chaos. Whether you resist or not, it will take you wherever it wants. More assuredly than even the fictional architect's plan you slave away to prove.
No, that's not true. The basis of everything is order, not chaos. It's true, I know it is. So did you. Why are you denying it? Before you died, the plan made you happy.
No, it didn't. I made myself happy. There's nothing holding you back but you. If you can't understand that, you will never understand anything. Goodbye, Maximilian.
This whole thing, it's just a farce, right? Just my own brain working against me? You couldn't be more right. Hello, Max. What? Who? Why do you look like me? Are you me? Not really. I'm who you think you are. I am disciplined, controlled. I have no doubts. And I don't exist. Yet you have judged yourself against me your whole life. Why? Why do you berate yourself for not being me?
Yeah, Max? Why do you do that?
You need to tell us. I don't know what that was. Quiet, Felix.
I don't. I mean, that's not how it is at all. I don't know. Is it wrong to try to be a gooder, better person than I am? But that's not what you're doing, is it? You're desperately trying to find a story to organize reality in your head. A story to control everything. A new story of the happy you, the contented you, me. That's not... It can't be right. I've only been searching for the answer to the equation, because it will set us free, won't it? How? By removing the need to make any decision. To have your life completely controlled. The illusion of certainty. Your obsession allowed you to avoid the real question. Who are you? I'm Max. Me! I'm real. You can't convince me otherwise. Please don't convince me I'm not. Your individual self is what's not real. It is simply a concept. By the architect. Architect? How could I have believed in an architect? It's ridiculous. I must be losing my mind completely. What you're saying almost makes sense. We exist inside our thoughts, thinking we're in control. That's it.
Chaos.
Isn't it? We have no control over anything. It's all lies. How could I not have seen this? But how do we escape ourselves?
You're doing great, Max. Do you mind if I throw in the gun?
I see you're back with us. Feared we lost you there. Never seen anyone pass out yet stay upright before.
What happened?
I woke up. The illusions I built for myself just fell away. I'm no longer interpreting, I'm experiencing. Everything is perfect. No, not perfect in that sense. But it is still perfect. It's all there to be experienced, to be lived. Of course there is pain and loss, but the suffering is caused by trying to control reality. Clinging to the way you want things to be, not enjoying the way they are.
Cool. That may be something to that. You seem happy, or at least not angry.
I am content. I've finally found what I was looking for, even though I was looking for the wrong thing.
Cool.
What's on your mind?
Oh, what was that about? That just said something about incense vessel. What? Cool.
So, have you found your answers?
Not so much found as finally listened.
Yes, it is quite the convoluted maze we build for ourselves.
Oh, I wish I could do that. I'll ask what you both talking about, bro. Yeah. Alright. So that was Max. So basically he doesn't believe in the plan anymore. He believes in chaos and stuff. Yeah. Alright, well, that was a bit of that was a bit bizarre, should we call it. Let's go back to the ship and go see this hollow fella. Maybe we can lighten the mood a little bit. That was a bit intense for the first half of this video. Map. The unreliable. Okay. There we go. So now we want to take Felix. But who do we want to take with Felix? Vicar Max? Maybe Ellie? No, we'll take Vicar Max. Maybe now that his eyes are open, he won't be so thingy. I wonder what it'd be like when we walk into Amber Heights and Monarch, because they're the iconoclasts, they're all about philosophy and whatnot. I wonder what he would have said there, because usually he just berates them and like criticizes them, but he might be different now. He's had his enlightenment. Okay. There's a nice ship there. Oh, there's people. Outlaw.
Hey, you. Looking for something? Where do you think you're going?
Rolka. Felix Millstone's with me. Clyde Howard.
Yeah. The captain said we might be getting a new recruit. That you, then?
Sounds like Clyde's jumping to conclusions, but yeah, I'm Felix.
You're on a first-name basis with Captain Harlow, huh? All right, go on through. Got my sights on you.
Nothing to do but stand around and watch the stars go by.
Okay, so he's leading a real revolution. So have a look-see.
All right, hushing up.
Couldn't help myself.
That machine stole my bits. Why do we even have one of these?
Let's just sell some stuff. Cat's meow. Oh, I've heard of that. I can't remember where, but I've heard of it. I'm getting to run about our Patreon. When we opened up our scanners and snuffed the system for our latest wildcat, we picked up a signal from a corporate freighter nearby. It was holding 10 times more cargo than our target. No sooner did we scan it than a message came through ordering us to go after the wildcat instead. Something didn't add up until I get answers to stay skeptical. Harlow. Last intro. Pirate code. Rule 1. Harlow's the boss. 2. Fuck the board. 3. Why are you still reading, pig? Wake up if you're seeing this. The board already owns you. You went looking for the rules. Why? Because life's a game to you. Maybe you like being played. You guzzle down that sense of security like a purple berry flavoured opium. Fuck rules and fuck terminals. It's not a revolution if we're using the weapons they raised us time and time again. Front line survivors. Pirates code. Error. Great, we're gonna hear an earful from him then. What gets me, so they've stolen places like buildings and that to craft their base. I don't like that. There's blood on the ground.
Been ages since we had a good haul. No freighters, no jobs, no contracts to leave. Standing around
lock.
Marlow. Marlow Harlow.
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see, or a you've aged, old man?
I'll just let you see what it's out.
I thought you were dead. Or throwing yourself against the walls of some re-education center. That's been 5 years, Clyde. The best thing you can say is, hey there, Hullhead?
No, Felix. The best thing I can say to you is yet to come. Also, I'd like to have a word with your captain. So, you took Felix under your wing. Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong.
Felix will always have a place in this crew. He's family to us now.
Go on,
Hear that, Clyde?
Max.
I've been making something out of myself.
So long as you haven't been making a fool of yourself. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy.
He gives me dangerous eyes. I don't like it. How long is this going to take? Okay, tell me why we're here.
I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen. And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy. That one day, he and I would change the colony together. That day has finally arrived.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix. But neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that I can rely on him.
Okay, good luck. He's the least. Oh no, he's the least reliable crew on a shoe. Literally, cause you expect me to just hand over my own crew? Go fuck yourself. Then allow me to rely on you. Felix is loyal to me. You want to put him through a test.
I understand that Felix is part of your crew, at least for now.
Oh, thanks.
If the thought of losing him troubles you, then understand that you're helping him solve a problem for an old friend. I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death. His ring should do nicely.
I generally don't like killing people of people I've just met because you don't know what they're up with, what's their purpose. Do deserve death.
Ratted us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, he and his little cot mutinied. Killed 5 of my own and tucked tail.
Alright.
I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the groundbreaker last I checked. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk to you.
There's more to this thing you're letting on.
You think so? Maybe we should have a word with Trask. Get his side of the story first.
You'd be wasting your breath bandying words with that traitor. But if it makes you feel better, by all means. Remember, I want proof. Bring me his ring. I don't care if the hand's still attached. Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this token.
How old are you?
Well enough. It's been a few years, but I still remember a thing or two. You had a chip on your shoulder. You'd argue over anything, and you'd never back down.
What do you mean, had? And for the record, you never could admit when you lost an argument.
You see what I had to deal with? Let's hear it.
Felix tells me you disappeared one day.
I was working on this plan for years, saving every bit I could, drawing plans, biding my time. I never intended to spend my life laboring on the groundbreaker. When the opportunity presented itself, I did what I had to do. I left.
You might have said something.
I had some ugly business in Scylla. If I told you, I would have implicated you.
You want to elaborate on that?
Hephaestus controlled mining operations all over Scylla. Most of these operations failed. The company pulled out and abandoned their facilities. Mostly abandoned anyway. This one was running on a skeleton crew. My associates and I seized control in a matter of minutes.
You said you were working for me. What
A
was it?
revolution is the work of a lifetime, Captain. I've spent my life preparing for the day of Halcyon's reckoning. Everything you see around you is the result of that preparation. A base of operations, loyal soldiers, freedom from the board's oversight.
What makes you think you're free?
The skies around Scylla are curiously absent of patrol ships. It's almost as if the board's sphere of influence is shrinking. Besides, our facility is well armed and located on defensible terrain. If the board tries to lay siege to us, we'll make them pay.
If you really think they just wouldn't bombard the actual planet, it's an asteroid that they don't care about. Sure, they're terraforming it, but I'm sure they'd rather just bomb you guys and get it over with.
Hardly. The board is rotting from the inside. Tomorrow, next year, a generation from now, eventually, the board will fall to pieces. Entropy is the natural state of the universe, Captain. All systems inevitably dissolve. When that day comes to Halcyon, we will be ready.
That was simultaneously the least scientific and most pompous statement I've heard in ages. Well done, Mr. Harlow.
A vicar. I admit, I never imagined a man of the cloth living the adventurer's life. You do keep some interesting company. Was there
And he didn't notice him before. You're a band of outlaws living on some revolution.
Not all revolutions involve bloodshed and fire, Captain. The purest act of rebellion is to live according to one's own means, independent of any masters. One day, when the board is weak and Halcyon vulnerable, we may claim a piece of this system for ourselves.
So they're basically just sitting around waiting for a moment. Alright, whatever. Alright, so he wants us to go onto the Groundbreaker, which I'm sure we were just out near enough. Which way's out? Is that way out? No. This way then. Gotta say, it's a nice base. I don't see how it's defendable. They're like in a bowl. This, just to warn you, this Felix's quest might take us into another video. Obviously we've completed the Empty Man one. That ran over like 3-4 videos I think as well. It's because the companion tests that kind of go through as you're travelling. Like Pravati's one, that's a long time. This is her one. We've gone to like the Groundbreaker, we've gone to Monarch.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
You're adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating it. You...
Of course I'm anticipating it. What if I shoot a friend on accident?
That's on account of your stance. You want to lean into it. Embrace it. Work with it. You're in control here, Parvati, not the gun. Don't let a hunk of metal jerk you around. You've been around powerful machinery all your life, and you're always in control, right?
I guess that's kind of like when the filler's shooting 600 cans of near molten sal tuna down the conveyor while I'm trying to tune a belt.
Here, stand like me. Just so. Hips square. Lean forward a little. It's just equipment, and you're just an engineer using it. Ah! Okay. We'll try again later. You'll get it. I promise.
Aww. I like how they kind of evolve, you know? Like, before she was just really quiet and not talking to anyone. Nyoka, I'm speaking of. She was really quiet, not talking to anyone. And now she's kind of mentoring Parvati.
Destination reached.
You know, after we've helped her with her family. I'm gonna take Ellie on this one. She seems to have pretty good instincts for things like this. But yeah, so like Neo, I mean, we haven't really heard from Ellie. We haven't even got a quest from Ellie yet. So I'm gonna try and like be with her more, because I took her out and she did talk to me, but she hasn't given me a quest yet. So I'm gonna take her out more and see if we can sort her out. You know, Felix has opened up a bit, especially during their quests. Because Max feels as this is a family now. Bavati, she loves us all. And Nyoka, she's opening up more. Ever since we like helped get closure on her past family and crew, she's like comparing us a little bit with them. Like there was I think her name was Clara, and she was basically like smart and things, but would be quiet. It's kind of cute. Right, so let's go find Rosanna. So she's gonna be in a bar. I've never even seen it before.
You mind trying to have a moment here?
Looking for a guy.
Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. You're telling me you're on a first-name basis with Ms. Tennyson? Yeah, the promenade doesn't feel like I'm walking the surface of Tartarus. So that was you, huh? Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. That's as much as I know.
Got a few more questions.
Please, just make it quick.
You and Tess.
That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw, I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to.
How much do you know about Harlow?
Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back before he vanished. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
Getting rich. Sounds familiar, Felix.
He must have been recruiting. Gathering up his band of revolutionaries.
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to sell you something. I don't know Harlow. Never so much as bandied a word with the fellow. You're better off having this discussion with Rufus.
Harlow tells me Trask betrayed him.
Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. Never asked why. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order.
He didn't tell you anything about Harlow?
No, and he was particular about that. Said I was better off not getting entangled in his mess. Little late for that, says I.
So I wanted to know.
Appreciate it. No offense meant. Just been a long day is all.
Something's really, really fishy. It could be that Trask used up all of his worth for Harlow, so he just wanted to get rid of him. Or Trask was, you know, he was like framed, and one of the other outlaws, you know, is doing something bad. They did say something about a ship or something, didn't they? This game does really lean for you to investigate things yourself. You know? Alright, well, I think we're going to leave it here. We haven't really got long, and I don't want to stop halfway through, like, being on the Emerald Vale. So, in the next episode, we are obviously going to go into Emerald Vale and finding this Rufus Trask and getting to the bottom of this Harlow and his mission.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
I definitely won that round.
Yeah, so join us for then when we see what's going off with this Harlow dude. Thank you for watching. This is Belle, and goodbye.